Good afternoon. I'm Councilman Joe Smith of the 2nd District. I'm here today with Commander Bacon, who you can see here works with the police department. We would like to know, we got a few questions for Commander Bacon. Maybe he can help you all understand what's taking place in Lexington. Commander Bacon, how long have you been in service?
I've been with the Lexington Police Department for 20 years now.
20 years now.
Yeah. And I was recently promoted to commander back in April of this year.
That's great. That's fantastic. What area do you cover, Commander?
Currently, I'm assigned to West Sector Patrol. Okay. So the area is kind of divided up into 3 sectors. We have an East Sector, West Sector, and Central. Mm-hmm. So I have the west side of that, which the dividing line is kind of Nicholasville Road all the way up to Broadway. So everything west of that. And then you carve out a section of Central Sector in the middle of that. And that's kind of between Red Mile Road up to New Circle Road, and then as far west as Georgetown Road.
Commander Bacon, what could you tell the community? What could they do where you all could help each other better in the community? I know the radio, the TV always talks about what's happening, but tell us the real story of what's taking place here in Lexington.
Best advice I can give is just be involved in your community. Be aware of what's going on in your neighborhood, and if you see something, say something to somebody, whether it's you're contacting us if it's an emergency, or if it's an issue just in your neighborhood that gets brought up in a neighborhood association. Please invite us to those. We'd love to come out and join you in that meeting, and hopefully that way we can address any issues that they're having.
That's great advice, Commander Bacon. I hope the neighborhood and the community listen to that great advice that he just gave. Just don't hesitate. Just call. That's the most important thing you can do to help yourself and also help the police force. They need assistance too. And so at any time, do not hesitate to call. Commander Bacon, what would you say is your biggest challenge in the day-to-day work schedule that you run across? Any particular challenges that?
Biggest challenge is probably the number of personnel that we work with.
Okay.
Currently, I have 3 lieutenants, 12 sergeants, and about 85 officers assigned to West Sector. So there's a lot of moving parts there. One of the biggest things for us is relaying information down from the command staff all the way down to the officers. So they're aware of everything that's going on, everything that we're working on to help the community and to help them do their job.
Okay. Commander Bacon, for your last word, what would you like to say to the community as a whole? Any message you'd like to leave for them today?
Once again, I think the biggest thing is just to be involved in your community. If you have issues, don't hesitate to call us. If you want it to be anonymous, you can. We have a text line that you can send an anonymous text, and we'll give you that information so you can put it out on your website, as well as Crime Stoppers. So they can go to bluegrasscrimestoppers.com and give us information that way, and it's anonymous.
That's fantastic. I appreciate you taking time out to talk with us and help the community.
Yes, sir. Thank you
for having us. We appreciate your work.
You're
Absolutely.
welcome.
Councilman Joe Smith, I am back with Commander Wright. Commander Wright, tell us about what made you get involved to become a policeman?
I was very fortunate in high school. I was able to get involved in an internship out of my high school and visited the police department, and it clicked with me then that this was something I wanted to do, and I've been involved in law enforcement ever since I got out of school.
Wonderful. No regrets?
No regrets.
And how long you been in service?
I have been with Lexington Police Department for 20 years, and I was at the University of Kentucky Police Department for 8 years before that, 4 of that sworn and 4 as a dispatcher.
So the community, just listen here. We have an experienced police officer here, and we get an opportunity here to provide some information that you can find useful. Commander Wright, what neighborhoods do you cover?
In the 2nd District, I have the Georgetown Street area. I have the Georgetown Road area, Price Road area, Douglas Park, that area that falls within the 2nd District.
Okay. What advice would you give the neighbors, good people of the 2nd District in your area that they could use?
My best advice would be to please call us and continue to call us, even if it's the same issue that you've called about before, and call when it's happening, not just after the fact. That's okay, and we'll take every bit of information we can always get, but calling when something is going on is very helpful. You can remain anonymous. You can tell the call taker that you want to remain confidential, but pass along all the information you have. But help us. We can't be everywhere. Other neighborhoods are having the same issues, and we're a big city in a sense. So we'll take all the help we can get, and we need people to call us and help give us every bit of information that they can.
So ladies and gentlemen, remember that. Don't hesitate, call. You have an experienced police officer here giving you the best advice. Just take advantage of that situation. What's a day like for you?
As a commander, I'm not out answering those calls for service as much anymore. I'm mostly at a desk. I'm looking big picture. I'm watching crime. I'm watching for patterns. I'm looking if there's a pattern in locations, days of the week, times, specific neighborhoods. Trying to be ahead of it. If I see something moving, knowing what might be somewhere else. Attending meetings with my council members, attending meetings with neighborhood associations, attending meetings with other colleagues at the same ranks, making sure that we're watching over each other and learning from each other and knowing what's going on in other parts of the city, so we can look forward to make sure it's not going to happen in our area, or what can we do, and make sure we're all working together. Reviewing a lot of reports, making sure the officers are doing good work, making sure that they're documenting things well and thoroughly. And we're doing things that meet our policies and procedures and follow the laws.
Commander, you've had an interesting day. Right there, I'm tired already. But folks, what I want you to understand is that he just provided you some good information. They're out there working every day constantly. Just because you don't see them driving in the car in your neighborhood does not mean that these officers are not out there looking out for your best interests and giving you the best advice. And like he said also, when you call, you do not have to give your name. And the text is great. So in today's world, with technology as just mentioned, you don't need to hesitate to make that call. So I want to thank Commander Wright, all the police officers for their dedicated work. I know it's a challenge every day, but just keep up the good job.
Thank you. We appreciate it.